The effort to remove former President Donald Trump from the Minnesota ballot in 2024 is getting pushback from the state's Republican Party.
Chief political reporter Tom Hauser's here with the arguments for and against it. Tom?
Yeah, Kevin, the Republican Party and the DFL Secretary of State were both asked by the Minnesota Supreme Court to respond to this lawsuit. Now, the Secretary of State is named in the lawsuit as the one that a group of voters are seeking to have remove Trump from the ballot. A Republican Party response was requested because it's their candidate in jeopardy of being left off the ballot. Lawsuits in Minnesota and several other states aim to keep former President Donald Trump off the 2024 ballot, claiming the 14th Amendment doesn't allow anyone who took part in an insurrection against the government to hold federal office. They claim Trump was part of the January 6th, 2021 rebellion at the U.S. Capitol. The Republican Party opposes the lawsuit on its own constitutional grounds.
It really isn't about Donald Trump. It's really about the First Amendment rights that political parties have, long established in case law in Minnesota, around the country, that as a private association, we have an absolute First Amendment right to decide who gets on our ballot.
In a response to the lawsuit requested by the Minnesota Supreme Court, the state GOP says, quote, "This court should decline petitioners' invitation to play butcher to the U.S. Constitution." Republican Party Chair David Hann says it would essentially give Democrats the power to choose who can be on the ballot for Republicans.
I don't think that anybody would stand for that if we made that kind of claim and said, well, perhaps Joe Biden shouldn't be on the ballot because maybe he's not mentally capable. People would laugh at that as a crazy assertion, and I think people should treat this the same way. It's a political stunt.
In the Secretary of State's response, he, quote, disputes contentions in the petition regarding the Secretary's authority to determine eligibility of candidates for elected office. He previewed that response in an interview on that issue last week.
We're not going to have a meaningful response on the merits. We're not going to take a side in this lawsuit about whether former President Trump is or isn't ineligible. But what we will double down on is saying to the court that it is the court's job, that it isn't our job to make that determination.
Now, Republicans also point out that former President Trump has not been found guilty of taking part in a, quote, insurrection, and that there is disagreement over whether what happened on January 6th was an insurrection or a riot or rebellion. The Minnesota Supreme Court will hear oral arguments in the case in November. Kevin.
Hey, Tom Hauser reporting.